Yo, 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 welcome back to the Further Your Lifestyle podcast, conversations on lifestyle, passions, and hustles. My name's Chris Furlong. I am your host, and I'm super excited to be back here having the conversation with you. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm excited. I'm actually doing a whole bunch of episodes today. At the time of this filming, this is my third one in, and I'm doing a whole big bunch of batched episodes. And that's how I like to progress. That's how I like to move forward with momentum. And that's what we're talking about today. The secrets to leveling up with momentum. Look, hear me out. When you gain experience, when you gain knowledge, these enable you to thrive, these enable you to grow, and then it enables speed. And really we're talking about why going slow will help you go fast. Because at the end of the day, and we're diving straight in here, so buckle up, is we don't know what we don't know. Now, I've spoken about this quite a lot on this podcast, and it's something that resonates with me constantly, and I always come back to it because when we embark in trying to grow, and when we embark in trying to gain experience or to gain knowledge or to level up, there is a lot of things that we don't know. We don't know what we don't know. So how can we judge it? Meaning, if you do X to get Y, that's what works. Thus, that's what we expect will work well. But when we have new information brought into our world, into our perspective, into our mindset, it may mean what we knew or what we've always done might actually be not the best. It might actually be a slow way of doing things, and there may actually be better ways of doing things. Now, this applies in all parts of life. It can apply with our psychology of money, how we operate, how we spend our time, how do we invest, or just how do we level up and how do we get ahead in life. And it can be quite confusing, and we can become quite conflicted and think a lot of these different ways of doing things, or it seems too good to be true. Think of it this way. I'm going to ask you this, and think about it for a moment. If you could spend $2,000 today to join a course or a program that will give you 48 hours of insight, knowledge, and experience that could give you the ability to earn 2 times, 4 times, or even 5 times your current income, would you do it? Right? Spending $2,000 today to get into a 48-hour course that gives you the knowledge and experience of someone that's been doing this for 15, 20 years. And it gives you the ability to earn 2 to 5 times your current income. Would you do it? All right, let's play it back a little bit. As you resonate on that question about spending $2,000 today, let's play it back a little bit. As we progress in life, as we grow up, whether it's your money or your parents' money or someone else's money, we spend thousands of dollars, and I mean thousands, multiples of thousands of dollars on education, on primary school, secondary school, and then, potentially and eventually higher education. Why do we do this? We do this with the idea that it equips us. We do it because it upskills us to do more. It enables us to apply ourselves. It gives us the knowledge and understanding to make our lives easier. The know-how, the how to do something, and the understanding of if we do this, then we can get that. Here is a classic example of what I am saying. And it applies around the idea around that classic cliche statement or quote of, work smarter, not work harder, right? Working smarter, not harder, right? And this is a myth. This story that I'm about to tell you, this practical explanation, is a myth. It did not actually happen from my understanding, but it's a really good learning piece of information. There was this myth or this story that NASA spent millions of dollars to develop a pen that would write in space, whereas a competitor used a pencil. The premise of this is, we can spend so much time and money to build something that's super, super special and spend so much effort to do something as we expect it to be like we know. Meaning, we expect that, we want to use a pen in space. We want to be able to leverage that pen, but the ink is impacted by the gravity. When you would write, the ink would float away, which means you wouldn't be able to write down on the paper. So how do we make this anti-gravity impacted, right? And they spent millions of dollars researching how do we solve for this, when really the simple solution was, in theory, would be use a pencil. You don't need ink. It's not going to move with gravity. So in this case, it didn't make sense to spend millions and millions of dollars in research and trying to make a better tool or find a better tool when we had one. But it was the knowledge and the know-how and the practical thinking that actually bet the investment of, putting in millions and millions of dollars to enhance a pen. The purpose of this, or the reason why I'm explaining this, is with the right information, with the right knowledge, we can leverage this and we can build momentum. We can enable us to get ourselves ahead. And here is how I believe we or you can level up. First, understand what is the problem that you're solving. What is your problem? What do you want to solve for at this moment? What is it that you want to get ahead with? What is something that really frustrates you or wish you could just be better? Is it investments? Is it saving for a house? Is it you just wanted to be better at a skill? Or you're just sick of getting exactly the same results and not being ahead? So now that you know what your problem is, we now need to think about this. To become better at something, we need experience. This is called putting in the reps, right? From this, we gain knowledge. From this, we now gain the know-how. From this, we now know how to execute and do. However, at the same time, we can also get this from those that are ahead of us. Success leaves clues. We can understand and learn from others who have got the experience, who have been doing this for 20 years, and then they share a video or a course for 48 hours, right? And share you the insights. But we still need to go and experience that. You can take information in, but if you don't make it your own and go out and practically experience it, put it to work, put it into practice, nothing will happen. The beauty of learning from someone else, it just means that we didn't have to discover which door to open to get that experience. We're told which door to open to get that experience. Now, as you apply yourself, as you do this, you have experience, you have knowledge. This will take time. This will take time, right? Even if you got the secrets and insights of someone that's been doing it for 20 years and you get it over 2 days, you still now have to go put this into play. It might take you 2 months. It might take you 2 years. That's better than 20 years. So with all this, it enables us to grow. It enables us to thrive, and it enables us to gain momentum and enable speed. Here's something for you. If someone does something today which takes them 1 hour to complete, it's how they do it, it's how they've done it, and they know it works to get an outcome. That's why they do it that way. They know that, okay, this is going to spend me an hour, so I'm going to do it this way. I'll get it done, and it's done in an hour. Now they can come and share that with you. You've got no prior knowledge of it, and now you can do it. Now you can see how it's done, and now you can see what it takes to do it. But this is where it gets better. This is where you come in even more. Is you've taken this knowledge, you've taken this understanding, someone's given you their secrets. But that doesn't mean it's the only way as well. It means you can look at this from your own perspective, your own knowledge, your own upskills, your own insight, and see how you can apply to it. Maybe you can see that you were doing it a different way that actually took 1.5 hours, right? So now you're saving time, but at the same time, it might mean you could look at this and think of new practical ways of how you can leverage this with your own understanding. Most of the time, that won't be the case. You'll probably get the benefit on your side, meaning someone will share with you how to do something better, and you'll save time or save money or whatever it may be. But the beauty is you also get to apply your own thinking. You get to apply your own understanding. It's not about making it your way because your way is better. It's about taking information that you have and putting all that you know, whether it's new information, old information, and seeing if you can continue to progress this over time into something even better again. And this is how we can then bring together knowledge, experience to enable us to move quicker, aka momentum. And this is why I talk about the premise of, in order to grow, you need to grow slow, right? And that is because at the first time you do something, it takes time. It's hard to learn. You're getting your mind around it. You're trying to understand it. But as you continue to do it repetitively, right? And I'm trying to talk you that it's like a back and forth, keep going, on, off, it's putting in the reps. But as you do that, it becomes easier. Like learning to drive, right? At the start, we're shaking in our boots. We're scared. It's really, really scary to get out there. But in time, the next thing you realize, and you can reflect on this if you drive, is, next minute we realize we're changing gears, we're indicating, we're eating a burger and turning at the same time. Where did that come from? It's because progress over time has enabled you to do that. You've learned from other people. We've had insight of know-how of how to further ourselves in this area. Most of the time it's going to come from experience. And whether you experience first yourself or you learn it from someone else, it comes down to the information that you have available to help you execute. And even if that information that you receive is not what you do, it does not mean that it is bad. It might be bad, but you need to take it into your own thinking, understanding, and see if it makes sense. Go give it a try. If someone has shared some information and they say, no, that can't work, and you say, why? It's like, it just can't, right? Have they experienced it? Have they tried it? The same thing for you. Have you tried it? Have you experienced it? you don't know how it's going to play out. Now, I'm not going to go do something stupid because someone else says, no, it's good. What I'm trying to say is that, if you're going to the gym, for instance, and you want to lose weight, you can't expect to lose 20 kilos in one day or after doing one workout. It's going to take you a year at least to having that consistent show up, that repetitive work, and that slow growth over time. You can learn from the greats, you can get a coach, they can tell you the tips and tricks of where to focus on, and now maybe you can do it in 6 months, right? That's the matter of fact that I'm talking about. Now, something that I want to leave you with, a fresh perspective, is in order to travel to the destination, you will need to travel regardless, which means it may mean at some points you're walking or crawling, at some points you might be running, at some points you might be driving, at some points you might be flying, and then maybe we might be able to teleport. The purpose of this is when we walk, we learn. We learn how to run. And when we run, we then learn how to move quicker. We get more transport. We can drive. We can fly. With this knowledge, we can then experience it. And then we decide how we use it. Does it make sense to fly? Does it make sense to drive? Does it make sense to run? Does it make sense to walk? And that is the beauty of it. As we learn, as we experience and gain the knowledge, we can then put that to practical play. And that's why, when I go back to the question that I asked you at the start, if you could spend $2,000 today to join a course or to go to a webinar or go to something that is going to give you insight of someone's 20 years experience and say, this is how you can do that, or this is how I did that to get this result. And they're going to share all those secrets, all that experience in that short amount of time. That now gives you the ability to go take that, apply it. You have to go do the work. But it might mean that you can now take what you once was earning of $10,000 and be earning $20,000, $40,000, $50,000 because you've been able to apply something that's going to get you quicker ahead. You're going to be able to apply a new tool. You're going to be able to apply a new way of thinking. You're going to be able to apply a new way of doing business or a new way of executing or a new way of exercising or a new way of learning, right? But the experience still has to happen. And the best way to get experience is by taking action. All right, team, really do appreciate you being here. If you do have any questions, thoughts, comments about this one, do let me know. But essentially, I'm leaving you with the ball in your court. You need to go take action. If you need help with this, more than happy to have the conversation. I do have a range of different coaching programs. Some are not available public at this point. But if that's something that you may be curious about or want to know a bit more about, reach out to me. More than happy to have that conversation and see if there's something there that maybe can help you get ahead. I'm not here to take people's money for the sake of taking people's money. I'm here to pay for my time because I need to make, an income. But I'm also here to want to help people and see them further their lifestyle. And that is the whole purpose of the Further Your Lifestyle podcast and everything else that comes after that, whether it be coaching, mentoring, accountability, and support. I'm here to help you. And that's why I give these podcasts out for free, because I believe that we're all capable of greater things if we're willing to do the work. That's the reality of it. As I said before, really do appreciate you being here. Hope this has been wonderful. Hope this has been helpful, and you have a wonderful day. Now, if you didn't know, we do have the podcast merch, and this is with a key focus of enamel pins. Now, if you haven't checked these out, make sure you do, because the intent of these are really just to be a small token and a reminder for you to charge on, to push on, and to further your lifestyle. Whether it is a gift for someone else to encourage them or maybe to inspire them, or maybe it's a way to motivate yourself, or you can simply just make a purchase to simply support the podcast, which would be greatly appreciated. We do also have some sweaters and some long tees, so make sure you check it out. Link in the description and in the show notes. Really do appreciate it. Cheers.